A Phoenix homeowner and his neighbors say they're having a difficult time getting their mail these days.
While they blame the Postal Service says not so fast. Here's On Your Side's Gary Harper.
Yeah, if you live here in Arizona, then chances are you might have your mail delivered to something like these. Now, these are called cluster mailboxes. They're pretty popular in a lot of different neighborhoods. But let me tell you, if something happens to your cluster box, that could mean a big problem.
Yeah, this is where I used to be. I used to be right here on the corner.
Jose Pujol used to walk to his neighborhood mailbox just around the corner from his Southwest Phoenix home. But last September, Jose went to check his mail and got a surprise.
I came home from work and I walked out here and they were gone.
On Your Side looked at a Google Street View photo from a few years ago, and as you can clearly see, there's that cluster box, but not anymore. According to Jose, someone had crashed their car into the boxes and they were hauled away. But 8 full months later, and Jose and his neighbors say the cluster boxes have not been replaced, forcing all of them to drive all the way to the Maryvale post office every day just to get their mail.
Or at least if they would bring it to your house and leave it by your door, that I wouldn't mind that. But to have to drive all the way to Maryvale post office to pick it up from all the way down here, and we're on the border of Levine down here, so.
Jose and his neighbors live near the Loop 202 and Lower Buckeye, so just to get his mail, he has to get into his car and drive all the way to the post office near 51st Avenue and Camelback. In afternoon traffic, that's a 30-minute trip each way, and Jose typically has to pick up the mail after he gets home from his job, all the way in Mesa. It's a long time to sit in the car just to get your mail.
Yeah, it's pretty far, and traffic after I get home from work, it's really heavy, and then I have to make it before they close.
To complicate matters, Jose's elderly mother gets her medications in the mail, so skipping a trip frequently is not an option. Jose says he's contacted the Postal Service repeatedly, but gets no results.
All I get is just a answer that they're working on it, that they're concerned and sorry for any frustrations, but nothing's ever getting done.
So On Your Side got involved, and we reached out to the Postal Service to see what could be done for Jose and his neighbors. But as it turns out, it may not be their responsibility at all. Sometimes the Postal Service installs the box, and sometimes it's the builder, which would become the responsibility of the HOA. And the CCRs of Jose's HOA state that the association will maintain the community mailboxes to the extent allowed and required by the U.S. Postal Service. The Postal Service is now investigating to determine for sure who is responsible. But for now, Jose and his neighbors just want to see the issue resolved.
I just want to be able to walk outside, 50 feet, and get my mail. And
so when it comes to these cluster boxes, this is what's going on. You have the USPS blaming the HOA, and you have the HOA blaming the United States Postal Service. They're going to sort things out. Once they come to an agreement, we'll let you know in a follow-up report. I'm Gary Harper, On Your Side.